everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rode and this is Fabulously Curved. And this is episode 3 of Motivational Mondays. I hope you've been keeping up with them, and if you haven't, I have the link in the bio for the first 2 videos of this year. And going with January 2016, we made it. Our underlying theme is stay fabulous. And if you know by my first video, I said, darling, I always stay fabulous. Okay, I don't. Only on Wednesday, because Wednesday's my favorite day and that's my fabulous day. So that's what I'm keeping up with. But welcome back. And today, our quote of the day is, if life hands you lemons, add some vodka in that shit and have a party, okay? So while I'm gonna explain to you why I say that we should party when problems, okay, I'm not literally meaning like, you have to like party, go get drunk, blackout crazy or something like that. No, not at all. That's not what I do. And I've never been about that party life. One day I'm gonna get my best friend on this channel and she's gonna let you know what happens on the 2 occasions that I decided to party. They were fails. I'm not just meant about that life, but I wanted to talk about life handing me lemons. Within the last 3 years, yeah, we're gonna take this back 3 years. 3 years ago, I was working as a therapeutic recreational aid at a nursing home. I left that job because my church has a small private school and they needed a 1st grade teacher. First they need a teacher assistant for 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to school for this. This is a great opportunity to get on the job experience, because it's just like, okay, I was going to school to become a teacher. Now we all know that is one of those professions that whatever you learn it is in a college and those textbooks do not prepare you for what it really means to be a teacher. Yes, it teaches you how to teach and it teaches you the psychology of young children and things like that, but it does not teach you classroom management. It doesn't teach you preparation. It doesn't teach you any of that. So I thought, let me go get this experience before I graduate college. So I did that. And then that was the first year. The first year I was a teacher's assistant. It was perfectly fine. The second year, they bumped me up to 1st grade teacher. And I was just like, oh my God, yes. So I had my own classroom. It was small. I only had 6 kids. But those 6 kids went from failing non-readers to straight A students. Why? Because I worked my ass off with them and I believed in them and I knew that they could do it. So what ended up happening was, because of management, I understand this is a church, but a school is a business. It's not a charity. They did not sort their finances correctly. So myself and a couple other people ended up getting laid off. So like, that was like the first blow to my ego. I was just like, I've never gotten fired from a job. I've never got laid off for a job. I didn't know what to do with myself. And it's just like, for a couple of months, I didn't do anything. I was just lost. Because at first it started with them cutting my hours. And then it started and then ended with me losing my job. And I was just like, I never thought that I'd be in that kind of situation where I would lose my job. So I wasn't working for like 5 months, and then I ended up getting a nanny job, and that's a story for another day. I'll keep that on one of my other videos. I liked the job, I really did, but if we could go back in time, I probably wouldn't take it anyways, because I digress. I'll come back to that. But I ended up leaving that job. I worked there from May to January. And then in January, I started a job at a daycare. And they practically begged me to work for them because they were recruiting people for my school. And it's like, everything was all good. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go get this job. I'm going to work in a daycare. It's a little closer to what I want to do because I do want to be a teacher. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to go do that. So within the first week and a half, I realized I made a terrible decision. I don't want to be here. This is horrible. But I was just like, you know what? I need the job. I need the money. I have school to pay. I had tuition to pay. It's just like, sometimes you do what you got to do because you're going to do it. I always say, I'm young. I don't need this shit. If I don't like a job, I don't have to stay here. Honestly, I live with my parents still. That's a cultural thing. I'm going to get into that in another video, okay? Haitian parents will keep you in their house as long as they can. So that's my situation. I live with my parents. I have a roof over my head. I don't have any major bills to pay besides my tuition. So it's just like, I don't need to stay in a place where I don't want to. But I needed to stay there because I needed to pay my tuition off in order for me to take summer classes. So I needed that extra money coming in. So I stayed. But then within 3 weeks, I was like dreading. I was just like, oh my God, oh my God. You know when you get up in the morning and then you know you have to go to work and it's just like you literally feel like somebody just threw an anvil on your chest? That is how I felt about that job. And I was just like, absolutely not. This is so terrible. So what I ended up doing was I stayed there. It was a month in. And then one day, the manager, he pulls me to the side and he was like, I have to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. So I finished cleaning up my classroom, everything. And then I come out and then he was like to me, we've decided to make the decision to let you go. What? And I was like, yes. He was like, yes, you know, we feel like you weren't really connecting with the parents. Okay, this is what this translates to, okay? We had several incidents in the classroom while I was there, and you want to know what the problem is? These dumbass parents these days do not know their children. I apologize if I'm offending anybody right now, but it's like, know your children. If your child is one of those children that are hitting another child, I'm going to tell you, because the moment that another child hits your child, then you're going to try to sue me and then sue the school and things like that. Absolutely not. I do not think so. I want to be a teacher one day, so I'm going to have control over my classroom. There will not be fighting. There will not be arguing. Well, I mean, kids argue, so that's whatever. But nobody will not be putting their hands on each other. And I essentially got fired because I wasn't kissing parents' ass. I wasn't like, oh, you know, your kid was excellent today. You know, he did his little coloring, he did his little doodles, and he was good. Absolutely freaking not. If your kid went around hitting somebody, I'm going to let you know, so therefore you correct that behavior. But did we have parents that corrected behavior? No, we did not. So they got mad because I told them that their kid was hitting somebody else's kid. Now, you want to correct that behavior now, or do you want to be looking at them through jail cell bars later on in life? All right, I didn't think so. So getting back to the lemons that life led me, I got fired. And I was just like, you know, you can only be mad about something that you cared about in the first place. So when they told me that, I was just like, at first it was a shock. Yeah, it was. And then I was just like, you know what? I was asking God for a sign of having to do something different anyway. So I was just like, you know what? It's been a pleasure working here. I learned a lot, and I will see you when I see you. So deuces. So, that was the bad part. So now when I say when life gives you lemons, you put some vodka in there, you know what I did? I booked a trip to Paris. Yes, I planned my vacation. I have family over there, so I planned for me to go back. And if you go check out my videos from last year, you'll see I did a couple of vlogs on the different things that I did and when I went over there. And I had a wonderful freaking time. And you know what? That is what I plan on doing with my life. I'm going to work, I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to take my ass on vacation because that's what I like to do. So when life is handing me lemons, I'm going to be on a plane sipping it in a cocktail. Okay, so I moped for a while because, you know, let's face it, we're human. When something bad happens, you know, I didn't care that I got fired. It's just I cared that it threw off my life plan. I was just like, what am I going to do with myself now? I don't know. So that didn't deter me indefinitely, because what did I end up doing? A couple of months later, like 3-4 months later, I ended up getting hired as a nanny for my goddaughter and her twin siblings. And that is what I was doing. And this past September, I got a new job. I work as an activities assistant with some elderly people, and some of them are awesome and some of them are not. But at the same time, I'm working my way back up to where it is that I want to be. So when life beats you down, you don't need to worry about it, because you know what? Everything happens. I know it's so cliche to say everything happens for a reason, but honestly, everything does happen for a reason, and it's up to you to learn from it. So these last couple of years that have been so terrible for me, I realized that yes, it brought me down. It brought me into a deep depression, and it brought me into one of those things where I would spend months in my bed. Yes, that bed right there. But it was on the other side of the room. That's a whole different story. That doesn't even matter. I spent months just like, you know, waking up, going to class, coming back home, and literally sleeping all afternoon because I had nothing to do with my life. I didn't go out with my friends. I didn't do anything. And they would call me and they'd be like, Rhoda, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. No, you're not. I know I'm not. But, you know, I want to stay in today. I don't want to do anything today. And that went on for a while. And then one day I was just like, God, please let something fall into my lap because I'm to the point where I'm getting desperate. And what happened? This job fell into my lap that I'm working now. And, you know, I'll do a story time on that on another day. First reference to first story time. I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. If I don't do it, make sure you come comment on here and make me remember that I said I was going to do that. So I'm going to do that. But, you know, when life tries to beat you down, you need to say, and go on about your business. You know, you do what you have to do to get it done and make sure you find your happiness along the way. Because, you know, everything is not meant to be easy. If it was easy, then everybody would do it. And it's like, well, why do you want to do what everybody else is doing? Do what you want to do. Do your own thing. So, again, thank you for watching. Like this video if you like. Well, like the video if you like it. Thumbs up it. And subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Make sure to check out my other videos from last year and things like that. And my other previous videos for my Motivational Monday. And stay fabulous. And I love you.